But now we can head to the back and please find something, talk. We want people to network, get to know each other. We want some laughter. Please help yourself to some cocktail drinks at the back. Thanks to Shola at the back, Ace Event. She's prepared all the exciting display. Please get up, no shyness. We're going to start on time, 6:35, thereabouts, yes? We started actually, not that we're going to start. We started. Okay, so it's cocktail time. Thank you, everybody.
Good evening, everyone. Can we all take a seat? And we're about to begin. How's everyone doing today? Good? I can't hear you guys. How's everyone doing today? Welcome, 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 welcome. The long-awaited book launch. How many people saw the amount of promoting by Ariola on social media? She is an amazing promoter. God bless her. It's amazing to have so much people gather here today to support a phenomenal woman, a very good friend of mine, a supportive member of the borough. So welcome everybody. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here today, to be the compere, your master ceremony today for this wonderful event. My name is Hannah Kopoli and I'm the founder of All Women's Network. It's a network that supports women to build confidence and also help them to get back into employment. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. We're here today to celebrate a wonderful woman on an amazing book launch, Beautifully Flawed. Just to let you know about the hashtag for today's event. If you can all share on your social media platform, the hashtag is Beautifully Flawed, and also hashtag pen to print, hashtag break the silence, and hashtag LBBD. Domestic abuse remains a hidden problem in our society. It's characterized by silence. Silence from those who suffer, silence from those around them, and silence from whom perpetrate abuse. The silence is coercive. It leaves women, children, and men carrying the burden of shame. It prevents them from speaking out about their abuse, and it prevents them from getting help. And it's worse, it can be fatal. Now, since January this year, I was fortunate enough to spend time with some of the bravest women I have privileged to meet through a workshop program titled End Domestic Violence. Some of you are here today, and I am delighted to be able to welcome you. Their experiences touch not only their lives, but also the lives of those around them in the most tragic ways. I spoke to courageous women who had suffered abuse, as well as to mothers, sisters, daughters, friends of those who have been affected. Their silence was broken, but only after tragedy. I hope very much that today might make a moment when we start to pull back that shield of silence. I hope we can talk about what is happening behind closed doors across the country, and I hope that those brave people have the courage to speak out and get support. And so, to move on, we're going to invite two special, wonderful guests to come and join me on stage. They're going to be our first speaker. The first speaker is Kamal Assam. She works for the local authority. She's an animal lover, and she enjoys hiking, running, exploring new places, and enjoy good food. She'll be joining me on stage to share her story. And also my second speaker is Caroline Rosero, a blessed mother of two. She works in HR, she loves movies, enjoys coffee, social media addict just like myself, beauty pageant winner, and she's a hopeless optimist, positively engaged. She believes in a disciplined life, never goes out to style. I will also be inviting Dr. Ariola Araba to also join us to support this wonderful woman who will be sharing their real-life true stories of how they have survived some domestic violence. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please put your hands together for the wonderful Caroline and Kamal and Dr. Ariola Araba as well. You can see on the side. Thank you so much for joining us on the stage. Thank you. Do you want to introduce yourself first, Kamal?
My name is Komal. and I'm a local authority worker, and as Hannah introduced nicely, animal lover, nature, and that's why and I like hiking, running, and I also have a background in customer service. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you. Over to you, Caroline.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's such an honor and privilege to be here to share my real life story, my experience to do with TB. As Anna introduced me, my name is Caroline Rosario, blessed with 2 kids, so right there, supporting their mom. Yeah, HR by profession and a beauty pageant winner, and I can tell you a story what got me to a beauty pageant in a bit. So very glad again. Thank you, Anna, and thank you, Rinola, for giving me this platform and an opportunity to talk about my story. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Kamal is going to start by telling us the story of how she overcame domestic violence.
Right. Well, it happened when I was 22. So as a 22-year-old, I had this picture of getting married, like, you know, marriage is like a fairy tale, and having a nice, fulfilling relationship and all that. So, like any other girl, I had this in my mind. But when it actually happened, it came when I actually got married, and when the abuse started to strike, it was actually shocking, and I just did not know how to react to it, really. So it did not happen straight away. It just happened in 3 months. I started to see the change in behavior, and I started to see that controlling behavior, and things like what text message have you sent to your family, what email have you sent to who, so things like that. So I was sort of being told not to do that, and told don't make contact with your family and your friends. I was being isolated. I was obviously it was just coming as a huge shock to me. So as I had in my mind that marriage is a fairy tale, and when you get married and you come to that, so because of that I was really shocked and numb to that. So it carried on for 3 months. It was not really easy, to be honest, and God just gave me an opportunity to escape that situation, and it was not really easy, but I finally managed to move back with my mother, and she supported me, she encouraged me, and I just spent a whole year going to court hearing, police stations, and just counselling as well. I was treated for post-traumatic stress disorder as well. So medication counselling, it was just everything. So it was like a battle with mental health as well. And it was not really easy. So my mum suggested, because I was unemployed as well, so I really wanted to escape that situation, like staying at home, reliving the whole scenario and all that. So I came across this volunteering advert in a library. So I started volunteering in a library. It sort of gave me an opportunity to get out of the house and help me to do something positive. I think that was the only positive thing in my life at that moment, volunteering.
Thank God for libraries.
Yes, thank God for libraries.
Dagenham Library.
Barking and Dagenham libraries. Yeah, so it gave me a routine to go out to shelving, tidying. It was a joy. And afterwards, I started another volunteering role for a non-profit organisation called Be Moneywise. That's where I came across Aranola and Caroline. So because of what I went through, I had literally lost all my self-confidence, self-esteem, self-respect. I had none of that, really. So when I met these amazing women, I sort of started to get out of my shell gradually, and I started to learn new skills, I met new people, I made new friends through volunteering. We went places, different places. Nando's.
House of Commons.
Yeah. We enjoyed eating that salad with goat's cheese.
We went to the BBC as well.
We went to BBC as well. It was really good. It was just amazing. It was an amazing journey. And me, Aranola and Caroline, we shared this, when they told me about their experience, I told them about my experience, and we just instantly created that strong bond of friendship, and we just became so close. So we encouraged each other, we uplifted each other, we prayed together. So we just enjoyed volunteering, really. And after that, I sort of just build up my confidence. I was in that situation where I could actually start to look for a job. So I started with retail, and then I eventually got a job with local authority. So I look back and up to here, I just thank God for bringing me that far. And now today I'm in that position that I'm helping volunteers as well, who were once like myself, So I'm here. So yeah. And I want to share one more thing. Today, I was sent to that library just to cover for a few hours. And I went there after 7 years. That was after 7 years. So when I entered that library, I was like, the last time I came here, I had this anxiety in my head. I was going through all that. So today when I went there, I was like, wow, I just thank God for bringing me that far after 8 years. So it was just amazing going to that library, and coming that far, really. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Put your hands together for Kamal, please. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I will be asking you some questions shortly. So over to you, Caroline. Tell us about what's happened.
Thank you, Anna. So, I graduated when I was 22 years old, and I was born and raised in India. So as soon as I graduated, I wanted to do my master's in psychology because that's my background. So when I decided I'm going to apply for my master's, the traditional way of thinking, my parents said, oh no, who said you're getting your master's done? You're getting married now. So I said, okay, every stage you need to prepare yourself. I was prepared for it because I didn't want to go against my parents. So it was again another tradition. We choose a guy for you. You don't choose your own guy. So I said, okay, that's fair enough. So I put all the trust in God because I'm a very, very God-fearing person. I know that He's watching me and He'll give the best. I trust my parents. So I said, okay, I got married to this person. It was a big step because never stepped out of the house, even for a single day, and had to come all the way from India to settle down here in London. It was a big move. But again, like I said, every stage in your life, you get used to it, you'll accept it. So did I. So it was I had a lot of desires, a lot of dreams that, okay, I'm going to have a happy married life. This person who settled in London must be doing good for himself. So I was here for after 3 to 4 months. I could see my life was literally breaking down into pieces right in front of my eyes, but I was helpless. I didn't know what to do, but it happened. Yes. But then again, for me, the strong faith in God kept giving me this positive side of it that I will see a light end of the tunnel no matter what. So when I got to hear that I was expecting my daughter, that gave me a lot of confidence, and I said she will come into my life as an angel and she'll set things right. And it didn't happen though. It became more worse because to my ex, he felt the relationship was getting worse because there was no one-to-one time between us. But then I tried myself, got all the strength just to go on and say that it will be fine. And then I became pregnant second time. And that's when he said, I think you should abort the second child. I said, I can't do it. It's not just to do with the religion and the faith. I said, my conscience won't give me heart to abort this child, which is a big blessing from God. So then he said, okay, fine. If you want to go ahead with the pregnancy, so be it. And then when I was 5 months pregnant, he said, I think you should go to India, just stay there and relax and come back for your delivery. And I trusted him. I thought, he's changed his mind. He's prepared to be a dad yet another time. So I went back to India, So when I got back to London after a couple of months, after 2 days I reached London, I get a call from the social service and NHS saying, we've got about 32 pages of complaint against you that you've been abusing your daughter.
Wow.
So that was a big shock. For me, I didn't know how to react to it, but I thought at that point, I just said this thing to God. I said, Lord, give me strength to explain to them what has been happening in my life. So I told them exactly that he was such a controlled person. He decided how I should speak, how I should dress, whom I should speak, whom I shouldn't speak to. There was a lot of not just verbal abuse. I've gone through a lot of physical abuse as well, even while I was pregnant. When I narrated all of it to the social service, the first thing they asked me is, are you safe enough to be there? I said, not now, not after hearing what you guys have had to say now. So he dropped me at my cousin's. I was about 6-7 months pregnant then with my second. He said, just stay here for 3-4 days, I'll come and pick you up. That's the last I saw him. So after that, I saw him only when my second child was 5 years old. So I had to go back to India to have my son there because I didn't have much support here. I got back, I said to my parents, I'm a British passport holder. I will make a life for my kids and for myself. So I got back here, I did my post-graduation in human resource management. I volunteered with Arinola at Starting Point, Be Money Wise. Arinola has always been my mentor. She's asked me and taught me how to be strong for myself first and then for my kids. And then my first paid job was at Specsavers Opticians, and now I got my new job yesterday. I got my offer letter. So God, a good family support system, wonderful friends around, and most of all, my purpose in life are my 2 kids. I said, I have to give my kids the best because I got the best when I was a kid. So that fighting spirit in me, the trust in God, my family and myself got me this far. And not just that, I said, let me try this. I registered myself for a beauty pageant, Mrs. Asia UK.
Yes.
And I won two titles and 2 crowns from there. And this is not just to show people that, oh, I have won a crown, but it's just to let people know I can do it, and so can you. It's just to break those barriers and just stay strong and positive in life.
Hey.
Thank you so much. I truly celebrate with this wonderful women, and Ariola has been such a fantastic instrument in their lives. And I really just want to ask you some questions just about what you had experienced. One of the questions is, what gave you the strength to stay positive and fight through the hurdles? So over to you, Kamal.
Just perseverance and family support, my good support system and friends, having that faith, that fighting spirit, as what Carol has just mentioned. So having that support system really helps.
Yes.
So yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. What about you?
It's pretty much as to what Chloe said. I would say the faith in God, a wonderful family system, a support system from my family, my friends, my good well-wishers, and most of all, my 2 beautiful kids. I take all pride to say wherever I take them, the first thing people notice is your kids are so disciplined. So when I have angels like them, life is no more a hurdle. It's a paradise to live and enjoy each day as it comes. So I'd say that.
Thank
so
you.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so that brings me to my next question. Beautifully Flawed, a book written by Dr. Ariola Araba. So how has this book actually helped you?
Oh, I must say, to start off with, such a beautiful book. Lot I took when I read the book. Of course, I was in tears, but then I felt, this woman has been so strong throughout her life. What I think I can take back home is, again, the fighting spirit, the faith in God. Everywhere she's mentioned how merciful and great God is, and I agree with you, because without Him, you can't take a step forward. So that, and of course, according to her, I feel that no turning back. Whatever it takes, just keep marching forward. Dust yourself and keep marching forward.
Yes.
So yeah.
Thank you.
just as what Caroline said, just I think you just keep on moving forward and not look back really. And from the book, what I'm taking from the book is it's breaking that cultural barrier that stops you from breaking that silence, you know, because I think that's what it is for most of the cultural weddings. Like you can't really voice your situation, what's happening. You just suffer in silence. So I think the book actually encourages to break that silence, and it's about you, it's about your happiness. It's not about culture, it's not about what people think. So it's about that. So it's definitely, it's going to help loads of people, to be honest, too. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And just the last question, what message will you kind of tell other women who are going through domestic violence?
Don't suffer in silence.
Yes.
Talk to someone about it. Talk to someone who you really trust, who you're really close to. Don't suffer in silence, really, and just voice it. And don't feel like, you know, that self-esteem, don't let it down. Because I know you will go through stages where you will be told that like your self-esteem will be hit with like it's going down, but you really need to build that up and build that courage to get out of that barrier and just get out of it and embrace freedom from domestic violence.
Yeah, more or less as to what Komal said, set yourself free. You don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to suffer. Talk about it. There is somebody listening out there who will bring you out of it. But it's that first step you take to get out of it is what matters. So I would say that never suffer in silence, and don't think how I can go and talk about it. How would I talk about it? When you make your mind, just do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies. Dr. Ari, would you like to add anything at the end? Anything? No? Okay. Thank you so much, ladies. It's been a pleasure having you on stage with me. Thanks for sharing your stories, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. So moving on very swiftly, this is the moment where we invite Dr. Ari Araba to come on stage to share a story. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to rise up on your feet for this wonderful woman. If you can just rise up on your feet, she's going to be walking all the way from the back and she's going to come to the front. I want you to celebrate her as she steps forward. Join her in the dance of happiness while Lisa is playing around with the music over there. I just want to tell you something about this wonderful lady that we're celebrating today. So Dr. Ari Araba, she is a single mom to 3 young adults, all in university, also a multi-award nominee and winner. She's a loving, energetic writer, a blogger, a speaker. She's a social entrepreneur, founder and inventor of Be Money Wise Game, which focuses on making maths and developing financial skills in children and young people. She is a wonderful supporter, a delightful, divine, excellent, gorgeous, dazzling, graceful woman of excellence. She is a very good friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to put your hands together for this wonderful woman as she makes a grand entrance, as she comes on stage. Okay, because we're happy. Join Ariella on the dance floor to come and dance as she comes on stage. 'Cause we're happy. Now let's break it down. Woo, come on. 'Cause we're happy. 'Cause we're happy. 'Cause we're happy. 'Cause we're happy. Right, let me see your move. All the way down, ladies. All the way down. All the way down. Get back up. All the way down. Come along. 'Cause we're happy. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. What a grand entrance. Thank you so much. Amazing. As you remain standing, I just want you to follow me on this wonderful empowerment song. Kindly take a seat. Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. This is a song where we can all sing during the time of adversity, of challenge, of struggle. We are survivors. I can't hear you. We are survivors. You have overcome so many challenges in your life. You ought to get up on your feet and tell somebody that I am a survivor. I am a survivor. This song is inspired by Destiny Child, Beyonce. Everybody get up on your feet. Empowerment song. And it goes like this. I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
Oh, no. You haven't survived anything. Right, when I say I'm a survivor, I want you to respond and say, I'm a survivor. Okay, so it goes like this. I'm a survivor.
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 I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna
make it.
I'm gonna make it.
I'm gonna make it.
I will survive.
I will survive.
Keep on surviving.
Keep on surviving.
So what you need to do is to put your fist up like this. I want that empowerment vision. So everybody rise up on your feet. Your hand and your fist going like this. I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
Again, I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
I'm gonna survive.
I'm gonna survive.
Keep on surviving.
Keep on surviving.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
I'm gonna survive.
I'm gonna survive.
Keep on surviving. Give yourself a round of applause and kindly take a seat as we listen to Dr. Ariola's interview. So this is